Okay, I'm going to redo this video because music was overriding it. Here's some tips on divination that you might be able to benefit from. Um, you need to be able to detach, if you're doing divination for yourself or a friend or a family member, you need to be able to detach your desire and your worries or hopes from the situation and let your intuition interpret the situation. And your cards or your runes or your bones or your pendulums, they're just there to like draw your attention to the focal point that your intuition is trying to say. You are the power. The tool is just something to maybe guide you along the way. So relying on a card or a rune as the end all be all of divination is a big mistake, especially when you're biased. You want confirmation bias that something that's happening. That's another tip. Don't have confirmation bias. Have detach yourself from that. I'm not able to do that personally, because if I'm doing a reading, I'm doing it for a purpose. For if it's for myself, I'm doing it for a purpose that relates to me. So I have a bias there as the outcome I want or the outcome I dread. So I don't trust myself with that, And a lot of people that I've done readings before, they do readings for a living, like I do, and they don't trust themselves either because they got too much stake in the game of the outcome of what happens. Try to pretend that it's not you that you're reading for, that there's a question or a situation that you're wanting clarity on that's happening to somebody else. Or just ask the simple question, detach yourself from wanting a response or from expectations, and let your intuition flow. And if you can do this, you're better than I am because I can't. If I'm invested in the outcome of a divination session, I'm unless it's working with spirits. If we're talking divination tools, you can get a false positive or a false negative, a lot like a dollar store pregnancy test, right? If it's something of the more spiritual nature, they're not going to tell you what you want to hear. If you're doing divination through the spirits, they're going to be like the spirits are going to tell you, "I'm sorry, but this is going to happen to you," or whatever. That's another kind of divination than what I'm talking about. But still, it may be, and even the accuracy of the spirits can be flawed. They may want good things for you, so their view may be skewed as well, especially if it's ancestors. People in your family line that wants their family line to get to have certain things. Deities and infernals and shit like that, you don't have to worry about that. What you have to worry about is accepting the brutal honesty that they offer. Also, there's different types of divination. Scrying is a type of divination, but when you scry, you gaze, you don't have expectations, you don't have questions. I've already done a video about this. No matter if it's a crystal ball, staring into the fire, staring into the water, whatever you're gazing into, you are a spectator in what you see, without any ambition to see a specific thing. Because if you do that, you're going to matrix things, and that's going to give you a false positive as well. But anyway, this just a few handy dandy tips when you're going into the divination mindsets you may want to have, and things you may want to consider.